Hey guys, and welcome back. This is HD, and this is going to be the next game in my cast series. And as you guys know, I've just finished finals with school and everything, so I haven't really been able to produce that many videos lately. But I have finished my finals, so that's good news because I'll be able to bring out more videos for you guys to watch. And of course, whoa, that was weird. Of course, I haven't really been able to play that much, so instead of this game being a first-person view game, as I promised I would be doing first-person view and then pro replay alternating, I thought I'd do another pro replay simply because I haven't really been able to play that much because I just finished finals, so I haven't been able to pull out a new video that's really good of me playing. So I thought I'd just do another pro replay, and this game has actually gotten a lot of good reviews. Is this drone actually going to go out and do a fast expansion before the spawning pool? This could be interesting. No, the drone, oh yeah, it is going to go expand. Interesting from the Zerg player. No, it's not. It's actually going to go up to the Protoss player's base. Could we be seeing some kind of a Zerg cheese? Or maybe this drone is just going to go in for some quick scout. Kind of unusual because usually a Zerg player, especially on this map, gets their Overlord in there pretty quickly. So I'm not sure where that drone is going. That's going to be a little bit of lost income for the Zerg player. And the probe, of course, making its way inside the Zerg player's base at the same time. But yeah, these two players, I've heard a lot of good reviews about this game. It is two platinum ranked players, of course. I only do replays of decent players playing. At least players that are better than I am. And it is going to be NGA, the Zerg player, versus Whiplash, the Protoss player. And the drone has made its way inside the Protoss player's base, and actually the Overlord and drone both converge on the Nexus at approximately the same time. So what exactly is NGA's strategy here? Why does he have a drone inside the Protoss player's base? Is he going to try to maybe steal the gas expansion, steal the gas node with an extractor, or maybe even something crazier than that? Is it possible that the Zerg player is going to try to get a layer out quickly, poop out some creep from the Overlord, and then spine crawler rush? Who knows? I'm not exactly sure why NGA has a drone inside the Protoss player's base. And of course Whiplash is probably going to get a Zealot out and start chasing it away as soon as that Zealot comes. Interestingly, Chrono Boost not being used on the gateway, actually being used to just pump out probes. So right now Whiplash is focusing entirely on his economy. And drone almost going down there. And meanwhile, back at the Zerg player's base, the Zerg player actually focusing more on a tech route, getting his gas quickly. What is he going to do with his first 100 gas? Research Zergling speed, or is he going to go straight for a layer? And we're going to see it's got to be a layer simply because, yeah, it is going to be a layer coming out quickly. So maybe we're going to see a Overlord poop drop and then a spine crawler rush because that drone is hiding inside the Protoss player's base. It would be really funny to see, but I'm pretty sure Whiplash is going to be able to counter it effectively because he's going to have stalkers pretty soon. Yeah, Cybercore is almost out. And meanwhile, the probe here stealing 5 minerals. Those 5 minerals will never be returned to the Zerg player. And yeah, the Zerg is going to get his fast expansion. Meanwhile, just 2 Zerglings being produced here are going to stop this probe from getting any more information. And they are going to start moving out and serve as a scout of their own for NGA. And a Roach Warren coming up. Now critically, guys, notice how the Zerg player deciding to put up his tech building after the scouting probe has been destroyed. That way, the Protoss player is in the dark, and the Protoss player doesn't know if the Zerg player is going to be going for a Spire or a Roach Warren. So now Whiplash doesn't know what's coming. He doesn't know if Mutalisks are coming or if Roaches are coming. So that's important, and he's going to have to get another scouting probe out there to see. And you guys can see another probe is starting to make its way out, but unfortunately being chased by Zerglings is going to actually go back. He could probably get it inside the Zerg player's base if he really wanted to. But yeah, right now he is in the dark. Meanwhile, though, he does have 2 gateways. He is researching warp gates, which is really critical because it makes it so that the Protoss player can warp in units much quicker than simply just building them. And meanwhile, the Zerglings are kind of just roaming around the map. I'd like to see the Zerg player use those lings at the Xel'Naga Watchtower so that he can get sight at the middle of the map. And right now he is Maynarding drones over to the natural. So right now, just working on economy for both players, it seems. And it looks like it is going to be a roach-heavy strategy from the Zerg. And of course, I like how the Zerg player is using the creep tumors and the Overlord to poop creep all over the map. And what is this? We actually see a proxy pylon coming up from the Protoss player. I like this strategy. This is something to be very fearful of when you're playing against Protoss, because pylons can be hidden all over the map, and this is going to allow the Protoss player to essentially warp in units anywhere he wants to. And right now he's actually moving out with his Zealot army, backed up by 2 sentries, and he's going to have plenty of reinforcements coming in from this proxy pylon, and it looks like the first battle of the day is about to start. Meanwhile, did we just hear a probe dart right there? Seems like it. And so the Protoss player, Whiplash, knows that NGA is going for this roach-heavy army, but luckily for him, Stalkers are a good counter for roaches. And here he goes, he's moving in, he's got the Guardian Shield coming up, great against roaches, reduces all damage by 2. And actually using Force Field there, I don't like the placement of that Force Field. Probably could have been placed a lot better. And I think the roaches are actually going to overrun the Stalkers. Yeah, Whiplash is going to have to pull back here. But luckily for Whiplash, he does have a proxy pylon, bringing in more reinforcements. And the Zealot's not a good unit at all against the roach. Goes down almost instantly. And Whiplash is going to have to be careful here. If he falls back too far, then he's going to allow the Zerg player, NGA, to take out his proxy pylon. And he doesn't want that to happen. Meanwhile, just a little bit of micro-dancing from both players. And Whiplash is actually going to take out this Overlord, which critically is going to put NGA under supply by 8 supplies. So now NGA cannot build more reinforcements. He cannot build more roaches until he spawns more Overlords. And right now, as you guys can see, both players focusing their attention mostly on the battle at hand, and whoever has the best multitasking right now is going to come out ahead, because while you're managing your war, your battle, you have to manage your base, you have to tech up, you have to build more units. That's the most critical thing in StarCraft, and right now Whiplash really needs to pull back the Stalker in the front. Same for NGA, he needs to micro his units on the battlefield and put the units that are weakest health behind in the back of the ball so they don't get taken out. But as I was saying, at the same time, you have to manage your army. You have to manage your base and your economy while the battle is going on. And the Queen almost getting taken down, spawning a creep tumor to help spread the creep, which of course makes these roaches move a lot faster. And the Protoss player Whiplash taking out the creep tumor before it could be built. And meanwhile, more units are being warped in for Whiplash. Right now he's got a very Stalker-heavy army, and all NGA has to do is, he is producing Zerglings. He needs to get more Zerglings, because Zerglings are the best counter versus Stalkers. They can surround and quickly take out Stalkers. And if NGA was privy to it, he could bring his Zerglings around the map and try to flank this Protoss Stalker-heavy army, but Whiplash, wise enough to warp in a couple Zealots to deal with the Zerglings, as well as another sentry. Now, what Whiplash probably wants to do is use his sentry's force field wisely by putting them at the choke right here. If he can put a bunch of force fields at this choke during the battle, he can actually outrange the roaches. And here we go, a lot of Zerglings being produced.